Shalom, Ahab, Wa, Baraka. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach Kadash. Let's just get right into it. Just a quick lesson I've been wanting to bring out, but as you can see all the water on the screen, that's what happened to my property this weekend. That's not my property, but the road got completely turned into a river, so I was unable to go out this weekend and bring out a class. And then some other things happened, so I just decided to wait until today. Let's get right into it. The book of Matthew, chapter 24, starting from the top. We are living Matthew 24 in real time. Let's see. Book of Matthew, chapter 24. And Yahushua went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to show him the buildings of the temple. So they took him out of the main temple, and then they wanted to show off all the other buildings. And oh, look at this, look at that, this building over here. So they're literally taking Yahushua out to show him the buildings of the temple. And verse 2, and Yahushua said unto them, see ye not all these things? Verily, I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. So he's letting you know that everything that they're trying to show him that they were slightly proud of, he was telling them that all this stuff's getting torn down. How do you not know this? This whole place is going to be destroyed. Let me keep going. Verse 3. And he sat upon the Mount of Olives, and the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? So what will be the signs of his coming? When is it going to happen? And when is it going to be the end of the world? And so, he's getting ready to tell him what to look for. So, let's go to verse 4. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, and shall deceive many. Let me read that again. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Yahushua, I am the Christ, and shall deceive many. So, we know that there's going to be a lot of false prophets in these end times bringing out damnable heresies, having ridiculous breakdowns of scriptures that are completely out of context, inaccurate, and really when you put it together with the rest of the scriptures, it doesn't make sense. Those are all damnable heresies, and that's just a very, very light brush across the top of what's going on. Now, if you can see the dates here, this is all happening within the last 2 weeks on the TV there. So just remember that. Let's go to verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. And let me start again. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. So in these end times, you really gotta you're gonna know exactly where you stand, because this stuff shouldn't bother you. It should make you pretty excited, honestly, because these are the prophecies being fulfilled. Let me start again. Verse 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Okay? So, wars and rumors of wars. And this is all gotta happen. So that's all there is to it. When you start to see wars and rumors of wars, know that that's part of it. That's all part of it. That's what it is. When you turn on the TV and every news station you go to is showing you civil unrest or literally other nations going to war against each other, small fights here and there. All these things are actually happening as we speak right now. So this must be that time. But let me get a precept on that. Let me just take a quick precept. Let's go to Psalms 1:12 and 7. In fact, I'll do it the easy way. Psalms chapter 1:12 verse 7. Psalms chapter 1:12 KJV. Verse 7. This is Psalms chapter 1:12 and 7. He shall not be afraid of evil tidings. His heart is fixed, trusting in the Lord. So in these last times, it tells you, fear, be not troubled, right? Be not troubled. All these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So let's read one more out of that. His heart is established. He shall not be afraid until he sees the desire upon his enemies. So what is this all about? Our enemies are the ones that are doing these things to us. Our enemies are the reason why we're having wars. If Yahushua was in a righteous rulership right now, do you think that we would actually be fighting wars against each other? No, we would establish a righteous kingdom. That's what would really happen. We would establish a righteous kingdom. Does this look righteous to you? This is where we live. This is pretty much what looks like everybody's neighborhood, including where I grew up too. I saved up all my Jordan money. Instead of buying Jordans, I bought a house in the middle of the desert so I could start my own farm. But guess what? For nation shall rise against nation, and the kingdom against the kingdom. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. Let's go back to that. Let's go back to earthquakes in diverse places. That's Pakistan. But let's get a precept on that too. Luke chapter 21. Luke chapter 21 KJV. Luke chapter 21 Verse 11. And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilence, and fearful sights, and great signs shall there be from heaven. You guys see any great sights from heaven? Anything that's fearful? Famines, pestilence, great signs. Does anybody see any of that? You think he's begun to look at us again? Me, I think he's been looking at us for a minute. Look at this place. The more he looks at us, the worse it gets. I hope he just shows up soon. Let me go ahead and keep going with Matthew. And these are the beginnings of sorrows, famines, pestilence, earthquakes in diverse places, flash floods, lightning, rain. These are the beginnings of sorrows. Let's go to 1 Peter. Let's go to 1 Peter. 1 Peter chapter 4, KJV. Yeah, I really wanted to bring this class out on the streets, but it's pretty tough for me to get out there. Yeah, I said 1 Peter chapter 4. And this thing just wants to do whatever it wants again. Hate that. Are you crazy? Oh my gosh. 1 Peter chapter 4, KJV. We're going to start at verse 17. For the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of Yahweh. And if the first being at us, because we're the children of Yahweh. Let's see what the children of Yahweh are doing right now. For the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of Yahweh. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of Yahweh? So if he's going to start with us, what do you think their final end is going to be? Look what the Most High is letting happen to us. Think about it like that. This is how we live on a daily basis. So he's judging his people first. It says, for the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of Yahweh. What is the house of Yahweh? It is the Israelites. We're his house. We're his children. So he's dealing with us first. So what do you think is going to happen to the rest of the nations if this right here, what you're looking at, is where the top tribe of the earth lives? Think about it like that. Let me keep going. Matthew 24:9. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. You shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. So in other words, in these end times, when you see the prophets standing on the street corner bringing out the word, 9 out of 10 people are going to come over there and scoff. 9 out of 10 people. In fact, most of the time it's going to be 10 out of 10 people scoffing you. And scoff means to mock you, to talk down to you, to make jokes about you, to do anything to detour you from bringing out this truth. Let me keep going. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. So, many shall be offended. Why are they offended? Does anybody know? Let me keep going. We'll get to it. And many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. But what is it talking about when it says that many shall be offended? Watch this. And then there was those that were sown on stony ground. What chapter and verse? There it is. Mark chapter 4 KJV. This is why you're offended. Let me read a little bit of this to you. Let me just read a little. Let me find it first. And here you go. Let's start at verse 16. Mark 4 and 16. And these are they likewise which are sown on stony ground, who when they have heard the word, immediately receive it with gladness. Verse 17, and have no root in themselves, and so endure but for a time. Afterwards, when affliction or persecution ariseth for the word's sake, immediately they are offended. Let me just skip to 19. And the cares of this world and the deceitfulness of riches and the lusts of other things entering in choke the word, and it becometh unfruitful. So they're offended because they don't get the instant gratification that little children want when they ask for something. They didn't realize there's work involved when you are bringing this word out, when you're keeping the laws, when you're studying to show yourself approved, when you're showing your faith by your works. It's not easy all the time. It's not just a walk in the park. Let me keep going. I'm only going to read to verse 14 for right now, but I really wanted to get this out. So, let me go to verse 12. And verse 11, and many false prophets shall rise and deceive many. I did a whole class on that. I did a whole class called Destroying the I forget what I named it. Destroying doctrine. I forgot the name of it, but I definitely have a class going in on false prophets. More than one, honestly. So all you have to do is look it up. So many false prophets shall rise and deceive many. So I'm just going to break this down very, very small. Many false prophets shall arise and deceive many. What do you think it's talking about? Many people are going to come in the name of the Most High telling you to do things that are against Yahweh's law. And then tell you it's okay. Oh man, don't worry about it, man. You know the laws are done away with. But when you read the scriptures for yourself, you know that they're not. You know that the daily sacrifice was taken away. Let me keep going though. I got two more verses, and then we're going to We're going to call it there. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure until the end, that same soul shall be saved. So, he that endureth until the end, that same soul shall be saved. So when you go into the church and they tell you everybody's been saved, everybody's saved already, this, that, and the third, well, it doesn't say that anywhere. Anywhere. Nobody is saved at this time. It says that he that endureth, and what are you enduring? All these trials, the tribulations. You have to make it through the prophecies too. As a nation, we're still being judged and cursed. Yahushua hasn't come yet. We have to endure all these things. And the ones that are making it through that, with the power of the Spirit, using their faith, using their works, that's the person that's enduring. That's the person that's going to be saved at the last end. In fact, it says to be cheerful in thy low estate, and at thy last end joy shall spring up. What chapter and verse? Be cheerful in thy low estate, and at thy last end joy shall spring up. Be cheerful in thy low estate, and at thy last end joy shall spring up. What chapter and verse? Doesn't want to show it now. I don't have my apocrypha out here. It would like be cheerful in thy low estate. Yeah, it's not going to show it to me now. It won't let me see it. Be cheerful in thy low estate, and at thy last end joy shall spring up. Ecclesiasticus, finally. Geez, it's only in chapter 1, 2. I didn't realize that. Which is Sirach. So, yeah. Sirach chapter 1. Sirach chapter 1 KJV. Literally, still to this day, will give me every other version of the Bible and then move on to other stuff. So, next chapter. Here it is. This is Sirach chapter 2. Okay, let me read it again. Verse 13. But he that endureth until the end, that same soul shall be saved. So, how do you endure? My son, this is Sirach chapter 2, or Ecclesiasticus chapter 2, starting from the top. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright, keep the laws, constantly endure. There it is. There's a lot of things that are going to be coming at you. Make not haste in time of trouble. That's how you endure. Make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him. Depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. So, when it says, but he that shall endure until the end, that same soul shall be saved, I just told you how to endure. I gave you a few pointers there. Let's see. Prepare thy soul for temptation. Constantly set Set thy heart aright, constantly endure, depart not away, cleave unto him. So prepare yourself for temptation. Well, but how do you do that? By keeping the laws, the statutes within the laws, and the direct commands according to your knowledge and understanding. Cleave unto him, keep the laws. Depart not away, keep the laws. That's how you stay protected, and that's how you endure until thy last end. And what happens at thy last end? Cleave unto him, depart not away, that thou may be increased at thy last end. So when you endure until the end, you will be increased at the end. One more verse. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations. Then the end shall come. So this good news that I'm telling you right now is going to be preached to the four corners of the earth. How? Because knowledge is greatly increased. So right now you can be anywhere on earth and you can watch this video. But there's a whole variety of teachers, prophets, elders, apostles that have been doing this longer than me and are great teachers. So there's a lot going on out there right now in this place we call the world. But as you can see, according to Matthew 24, 1 through 14, he's begun to look at us again. So for all you Israelites, you hopeful elect, get your minds right. Pack your spiritual bags. It's almost time to go. Everybody else, you're doomed. And I'm going to stop right there. I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakach Hadash. Double honors to all of the elders, apostles, prophets, teachers, and disciples, and the sincere Akiyam out there bringing out this 100% truth. Shalom.